A suitcase dream, a one-way flight. First winter winds when new dreams stand. Left my home with a hopeful heart, trusting faith for a brand new start.
Work by day, study nights, whisper prayers, quiet fights. Every step made me strong. This is where I now belong.
I know the road you're walking on,
The fear, the fight to carry on. You don't have to stand alone. We'll walk with you toward brighter days.
Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun unity, your journey home. Through every storm, you're not alone. Together we are strong. Hand in hand, we'll walk with you where brighter days belong. Under the sun, we rise as one. Sun unity, your journey home.
Hello everyone. Magandang hapon, magandang tanghali, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. This is your Kuya Nikki. Once again, we're live dito sa ating Real Talks Under the Sun. So yesterday, alam niyo naman, meron tayong bisita. Today, may bagong bisita po tayo. So before we proceed, napaka-exciting po ito kasi nga meron tayong another visitor para sa nagbabalak mag-take ng English exam. So, once again, para to sa mga gustong mag-apply ng PR, mag-apply ng PGWP, mag-create ng profile, please, this is very helpful for you guys kasi nga po, aside sa they will teach us how to take the exam, meron din po siyang mga discounts na ibibigay later on. So, may mga voucher code po tayo today. So, sa mga viewers po natin, please help me share this live session po natin. Kasi marami po tayong mga kababayan na nangangailangan ng tulong for the English, especially mga nandito na sa Canada. This is very important. No? Like I said, libre lang naman to yung webinar na to. Plus, you can get some discount. So I think meron kaming 15 at 10% discount. And later on, may pa-surprise si Kuya Nikki para sa inyo lahat. So sana po ma-share yung live natin. No? And kung mga followers din po kayo, please do visit our Sun Unity Immigration Facebook page, pa-like, pa-share. And of course, if you can also like din ng aking personal na Facebook page, Nick Sun. And hopefully po, no, marami tayong ma-reach. I need your help, guys, para marami tayong ma-educate regarding sa English exam. Kasi marami pong pumapalpak. Especially, maraming din yung mga hindi alam kung ano iti-take nila na exam. So in this matter po, kami po sa Sun Unity Immigration, we initiate this venture para po makatulong tayo. No? Para po ma-reach natin yung mga kababayan natin na hirapan. Huwag po kayong mahiya. No? Ang Sun Unity Immigration is pamilya po pamilya ninyo. You can reach us. Yan, nabubulol na tuloy ako. So you can send us an email po or yun po at info@sununityimmigration.com. We'll be glad to help you out. Si Ate Oshin, ang RCIC, no, ang ating resident RCIC, o Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant. So excited ako kasi nga we're gonna talk about, PTE Core. And of course, the best person should be the best. I mean, the best person should discuss it is from the PTE company itself. So please help me share before ko introduce yung ano natin. No? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of share na po. Maraming salamat. So once again, please help me welcome the Stakeholder Relationship Manager for Pearson, Ms. Fabiana Martinez. Yan. Hi, Fabiana.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How's everything?
Great. Yeah, excited to be here today. I'm talking to you again.
I see. Currently, are you in Canada or in different country?
Yes, I'm in Vancouver, BC.
Oh, Vancouver. So, yeah, as you know, guys, I am based in Canada too, but I'm based here in Ontario, specifically in Niagara Falls. What time is it in Vancouver, Fabiana?
It's 5 p.m.
5 p.m. So here, we're exactly 8:04. So like 3 hours difference. So just imagine one country, 3 hours difference. Just imagine that. So how's the weather in Vancouver?
It's nice. We're getting spring weather now, sunny, beautiful. So it's really talks under the sun.
Yes, real talks under the sun. Good for you guys, because us here in Niagara Falls, it's been raining the whole day. I checked the weather; it was like digits still. But hopefully, we're gonna get that sun soon. And yeah, just to share, Fabiana, we're marketing the Philippines, so we are the Sun Unity Immigration. So we've been handling international students, ERs, PGWP, workers, and even visitors visa. And a lot of people are asking, do I need to take exam for English exam? So just to let you know, PTE Core for Pearson specifically, they're more on the study side and in the immigration side as well. Fabiana, we're gonna discuss further more about it, but I'm very excited because, as you can see on our post, we're gonna be giving some what do you call this one discounts for the review package and also for the exam itself. Okay, so everyone, are you guys excited? So please, Fabiana, if you can introduce yourself once again and tell us more about what is Pearson.
Great. Yeah. So yes, my name is Fabiana. I'm the Stakeholder Relationships Manager for PTE here in Canada. And I would like to talk to you today a little bit more about what the test is and how to take it, how to prepare for it as well, which is I think a very important step. And then answer any questions that you have about the test and what the purpose is. So I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see here. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, we can see it.
Great. Yeah, so we're mainly going to talk about PTE Core because it's the one that is mostly used in Canada, and it's right now only used in Canada. But we also have PTE Academic, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about what it is and what the differences are between the two tests, okay? And feel free to ask questions along the way. We're having a nice conversation here. I want to make sure that I answer all the questions that you have. Yeah, so let's see. So what is Pearson Test of English, or PTE? I know that many of you may be familiar with language assessment and that it's needed for many different purposes, to study, to work, to immigrate. So Pearson PTE fulfill those needs as well. It's an high-stake test that we aim for it to be faster, fairer, and simpler way to prove your English proficiency. Why is it faster? Because you can get your results typically within less than 2 business days. So there's appointments available globally around the world, up to 365 days a year, and you can book your test up to 24 hours in advance. So if tomorrow at 6 p.m. Vancouver time, or 9 p.m. will be too late. But if you wanted to take your test in Niagara, close to Niagara Falls, for example, in Ontario, you could take it. You can book it today for Saturday, for example, and you would have the opportunity to take it already. And then you'll get your results within 48 hours after that. So it's really fast compared to the other tests that are in the market. It's also fairer because test takers are judged only by their English skills. Our system uses powerful, responsible AI for the scoring system, which removes any bias that can have that a test can have if you have human interaction, and ensures that the PT scores are fair and accurate. So that's why a lot of our test takers like the experience with Pearson PTE. And it's simpler. So in a 2-hour single sitting, you will be assessed in your 4 different skills. So listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And there's no need for a separate session to assess your speaking or to talk to an interviewer like in some of the other tests. So it's a lot simpler than the other tests in that sense. So we are going to explore a little bit of the PTE test. So we have 2 main tests that are used to come to Canada, for example. We have PTE Academic, which is accepted by the Canadian government for study permits. It's accepted by 100% of the colleges and universities in Canada. So if you want to go study at UBC, University of Toronto, McGill University, University of Waterloo, Conestoga College, all of them accept PTE. So that's a really good opportunity for you. You know that if you're coming to study in Canada, PTE is a safe bet that any of the schools that you want to apply for will accept the test. And PTE Core is a general English test that is accepted by the Canadian government for all work and migration applications. So anything that if you are applying for your postgraduate work permit, for your PR application, or if you came without any English test and you need it for your citizenship, you can use PTE Core for that as well.
Yeah. But Fabiana, sorry to interrupt.
Where can
Is
you
it?
take PTE? Well, PTE, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Just a quick question. What does PTE stands for? Like, when is PTE introduced in the speaking requirement? And when was it considered the for the PGW application for the citizenship application?
Okay, so PTE is a Pearson test of English. We have been running PTE academic for over 16 years. And PTE Core we created for Canadian immigration is a general English test that has been approved by IRCC and accepted since February 2024. So it's the newest test, the newest addition for the immigration purposes. And for the postgraduate work permit, since the requirement was established, I believe it was last year. So since it's a requirement for postgraduate work permit, PTE has been accepted.
Wow, that's it. It means that this is Canadian-made company. Is that correct?
Pearson is actually from the UK. We've been running. It's a company that is very old. We're a publishing company, and we have been running assessments, as I said, for more than 16 years. Our test is accepted in Australia for immigration purposes and study purposes, the UK, the US. So anywhere that the students want to go, they can use PTE Academic. And PTE Core was created specifically for Canada at this time, because they wanted a general English test for immigration and not an academic test. But yes, it's been running for quite a while now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I can see that there's it's all over the world actually.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're basically marketing for the Philippines. So do you guys have offices or take test centers in the Philippines?
Yes, we do have test centers. We have 7 test centers in the Philippines. We have over 30 test centers here in Canada. And you can visit our website and check where you can take PTE. And then you can see the locations as well as the price, because the cost of the test is based on where you're going to take it. So I can show you later on how to find where to take the test.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much for answering my questions.
Of course. My pleasure. That's what I'm here for. And yes, I wanted to compare a little bit PTE Core and PTE Academic. So as I said before, PTE Academic in Canada is used for study, while PTE Core is used for any migration purposes, so postgraduate work permit, permanent residency applications through economic streams, and citizenship if needed. But the booking process for the test is the same for both. So you can book the test up to 24 hours in advance, either online by creating an account or over the phone. The test availability, we have test centers around the world, and there's openings almost daily. We have hundreds of test centers around the world. And about the test, there's some things that are similar and some things that are different between the 2 tests. So both tests are a single sitting that lasts approximately 2 hours. So you have 2 hours to complete the test. Usually is more than enough time for you to complete it. The delivery is 100% computer-based for both tests. The content is one of the main differences between the 2. So PTE Core is focused on everyday English. So the English that you will use at work or talking to a friend, everyday life scenarios, while PT Academic uses academic content, so anything that is used in academic settings and situations. Okay, so that's, I think, the main difference between the two. The number of questions that you'll see in the test for PTE Core, there's 19 different question types. And I'm going to go through them later on so you can see which ones they are. And PT Academic has 22 different question types. And the number of questions you will actually see in each specific sitting will depend on when you sit the test. Both tests are divided in 3 different sections, but they assess 4 different skills. So speaking and writing are put together in one section. Then you have reading separately and listening separately. And PT Core is a score 100% by Responsible AI scoring engine, while PT Academic, there's a blend of Responsible AI and human experts that will review mainly the writing sections. And then we have the score turnaround. It's for both tests typically 2 days. The scores can be shared with an unlimited number of institutions for free through our score sharing system, and I can show you how that works later on as well. The scoring scale for both tests is the same, goes from 10 to 90, and the scores for both tests are valid for 2 years. Okay. Any questions there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I have a quick question here. When we say the PTE Core and academic, the price difference, is it the same or it has a little bit difference when you say pricing for academic? Is
The price is the same for both. Yeah.
okay, is the PTE academic also accepted for most of the acceptance for the universities and colleges in Canada?
Yes, 100% of public colleges and universities.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the structure of the test. So basically, when you come and sit for the test, you're gonna get to your station. You're gonna put on your headset and you're gonna test it. So that's the first thing you're gonna do. You're gonna have a technical check where you're gonna do a personal introduction. You're gonna talk about yourself or about anything, basically, just to check that you can hear yourself well and that everything is working. That is not time and it's not score either. Then you're going to have the test divided in 3 different parts. So part 1, speaking and writing, you have between 46 and 67 minutes for that one, depending on how many questions you get. And you will get questions like read aloud. So you'll get a text, you'll have to read it. Or response to a situation. You will hear a situation and you'll have to say how you will respond to it. Or write an email, or that's just writing an email to someone. So you're given some prompts of you have to connect with, tell your mom that you're not gonna go to church with her tomorrow because of 3 different things. And then you write an email to her letting her know. And then in the reading part, you have between 27 and 38 minutes. And then you have, again, multiple different question types. So you have reading and writing, you have reordering the paragraph, fill in the blanks, multiple choice questions with single or multiple answers. Same thing with listening. You have between 30 and 37 minutes. And you have different question types. For example, write from dictation. So you're going to hear a sentence and you have to write it. Select missing words. So you're going to hear text, and then you're going to have to write the words that is missing, for example. So pretty straightforward. And I'm going to go through some examples of those questions as well in a little bit. So other things that make PTE Core or PTE unique, you can see when you're taking the test, everything that we use within the test is authentic content. So it's real world material that ensures relevance and practical application. Okay, so we use anything that is already out there, which means that you can also use that to practice while you're studying for the test. You will have single attempt in every question, so accuracy and focus are a key. Once you move on to the next slide, you cannot go back. So If you wrote something and you need to fix it, as long as you're still on the same slide, you can definitely change your answer. But once you move to the next one, you cannot change your mind and go back. And we have integrated skills, which means that tasks are often assessing more than one skill at a time. So, for example, there's listening and writing. So you're going to listen to something and then you have to write. And that's how real life works. So it reflects real life scenarios. And it usually helps the test taker perform better because we know that one skill is not disconnected from the others. There's also linear and randomized questions. So the test takers will receive random questions with no adjustment based on performance from the question before, and ensuring that it's fair and consistent. You will also get a notepad and some pens so you can take notes. And that's very important, especially for the listening part, so you can write your key points and don't forget them. And the test is also timed. So you'll see a timer at the top of the screen that will help you pace and make sure that you're managing your time smartly. And here are some sample questions that you'll see during the test. So for example, in the speaking part, you can have read aloud. So we have some text here. So for example, if I wanted to answer this during the test, I will be like, we would like to remind visitors that they should take all rubbish away when they leave the park. Empty bottles and other types of waste can be dangerous to small animals, so let's protect nature and keep the park clean and safe for everyone. Okay, so that would be my answer. And then in the listening part, for example, you'll have repeat a sentence. So you're gonna hear it and then repeat it.
You don't have to accept this job offer if you don't want to.
And then if I was to answer, I would say, you don't have to accept this job offer if you don't want to. Okay. Then you have, for example, in the you have describe an image. So here you have an example of how instructions on how to get from point A, which is the train station, all the way to point B, which is the stadium. And then you'll have to say, for example, walk out of the station, turn right on the first street, turn left, go 3 streets, and so on. So just giving instructions of how to make something, how to do something. That could be it. And then you have summarize an email. So you'll get a text and you need to summarize it and be able to convey the main idea of that text within the number of words given. So here is 25 to 50 words, and it gives you an example of a response that you can give. So those are really good questions that you can practice before going to take the test. And we'll go through practice as well and how to prepare for the test later on.
See, Fabiana, basically these are the four, right? The four part of the exam: the speaking, the reading, the listening, and then the writing, right? So these are just, take note, guys. This is an actual example, actually. I haven't taken the exam for the PT yet. I took the other exams, but quick.
To let you take it.
I'm scared I might get but yeah, I want to, but I will just skip my grades. And yeah, I just want to ask you something. What made PTE different from other testing? I know you mentioned a little bit, but for you, what makes it different? Why would I take PTE compared to others?
Well, I think it's a friendly experience, right? Like as long as you prepare for the test, you're familiarized with the question types, and you have practice. I think it removes the stress that you may have when you go to take a test. It's a 2-hour test, so it's shorter than the other tests. So you don't have the stress like, oh, it's so long. I don't. And then. It's also scored by AI technology. So it's fed a lot of different accents as well. So if you have an accent, it's not going to affect you as if you were interviewed by a real person that may have a bias. So that we're removing that bias. Like nobody's going to care about what you're wearing, where you come from, what your last name is. So it's basically, it's unbiased. That's the main advantage of the test.
Yeah, because I did remember when I did my speaking with other, I have an actual person in front of me asking me questions, and I'm kind of hesitant to answer because maybe of my accent too, and also it's just the gesture of the person in front of you,
Of
or
course.
you might be scared because the probably the tone of his voice, something like that. Because remember, but this is good because this is gonna they're not gonna base your score of how of your intonation, if your what do you call accent or something like that, which is good. And you mentioned all the parts will be tracked by an AI.
Yes.
That's good. But yeah, I'm excited. Please continue.
Of course. Yes, so we're going to talk a little bit more about the test day experience. So when you go to take the test, you're going to book your test first. As I said, you can book it up to 24 hours in advance. You have to arrive to the test center 30 minutes before your scheduled test. So if you can only arrive at 2 p.m., book the test for 2:30. If you book at 2 and you arrive at 2, because you have to go through the check-in process, you won't be able to sit for the test. So make sure you arrive early. You have to, once you arrive, you're going to read and agree to the test rules and regulations. Then our test administrator will check your passport and take your biometric information. So basically, you'll have a palm vein scan. They're going to take your electronic signature and your photographs that's going to go on the score report. And then you're going to be taken to your workstation, then where you can go through the test at your own pace within your time frame. Okay. There's always constant monitoring by CCTV during the duration of the test and throughout the test center. So, yeah, sorry.
And just sorry again to interrupt, because this is the process of having the exam. If I found out that there is a test center close to my place, can I go there and just hey, I want to take the exam? Can
No,
I
so
do that?
you have to book 24 hours in advance. We need to have all the information in the system for you to be able to take it.
But can I book it on the test center, or I need to do it online?
It depends. So it's ideally you'll do it online or over the phone. Some test centers offer the booking service, but not all of them. So ideally, yeah, you will do it online.
Okay. And by the way, for example, this ID verification, because sometimes when I schedule the exam, I have the old passport, submitted, and then when the exam day, I have the new passport, updated and got it. I mean, what are the, is that valid, or do I need to bring what I submitted, or what are the ID verification? What are the valid IDs that I can use?
So here in Canada, you need to use your passport. So it will depend on where you're at, because here in Canada, people that are taking the test are not Canadian usually. I took it, but just because I wanted to. But usually, you will need to bring your passport, which is your official ID. So if you have changed, if anything has changed from your ID between the time that you book and the time that you are taking the test, you will have to fill out a form to let them know and update that at least 3 days before the test, ideally. And if the same thing goes if you realize you made a mistake, so please check that you have the correct date of birth, because some people write it the wrong way, that you have your full name as it appears on the passport. Those are very important things, because these are tests that are used for immigration purposes and for admission purposes, and we need to make 100% sure that it's the person that registered, the person that's taking the test. So if anything doesn't match, they're not going to be allowed to sit on the test.
Perfect. And also, can I use my Canadian driver's license as an ID?
If you have I've used it, but usually within Canada, if you're not Canadian, they prefer the passport.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, guys,
Especially because you need it for immigration purposes, and that's the document that you will present it for immigration, right? So, ideally, it will be the passport.
okay, perfect. And by the way, when I go to the website, I have only two options, right? When they say PTE Core, do you have like specific, like just for immigration, just for something else? Or when you say PTE Core, just one PTE Core. It might
There's
be
just one PTE Core. Yeah. So when you go, there's you just say why do you when you're booking your test, it's going to ask you what the purpose of the test is and where you're going. So I'm going to Canada and I want to work or immigrate. And then it will show you that PTE Core is the test that you're going to book. If you're saying I'm going to Canada and I want to study, it will show you that you can book PTE Academic. So it's really the system will show you which one is the test that you need to book based on your needs.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, so for PTE Core scoring, as I said before, the scores are ready within 2 days after you have taken your test. And the scores go in a scale from 10 to 90. Okay, so we use what is called the global scale of English, which allows us to have a precise measurement ability. You'll see an overall score. For PTE Core, for immigration, that's not really used, but it's good for you to know what's your overall communicative skill scores. And that shows your performance across all skills. Then it's also scaled from 10 to 90. And then you have your skill profile. So for each communicative skill, you'll get a score that includes speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Okay, so those are the ones that you will need for your immigration purposes. And it's aligned to the GSE, like I said before, so they're mapped to the global scale of English. And then when you get your score report, you will also get your individual skill profile. This is really useful if you want to know how you can improve your English. Okay, so it'll break down your skills profiles into 8 different language categories. So it will show you how you did in your open responses in speaking and writing, how you did in reproducing spoken and written language, in your extended writing, in your short writing, extended speaking, and so on. So it will also give you a bar that indicates how well you did, and it will provide recommendations on how you can improve in each area. So if, for example, I did really well in the whole test, but I still could improve my extended speaking and my extended writing, which is, I think, the more you speak or the more you write, the more chances you have to make mistakes. So I think that's normal for everyone, but it gives recommendations on how to improve that. And you can see here an example of a recommendation. So for open response speaking and writing, it gives information on how someone can improve. So if you need to retake the test for some reason, or if you just want to improve for your own abilities, then that's really helpful to have. And then the scoring, as I said, if you're going to apply for any Canadian immigration process, what you will need to show them is your Canadian language benchmark scores. So the CLB scores are aligned to the PTE Core equivalents that can be found both on the IRCC website, and you can see them here in this table. It's important that when you're applying that you always check the IRCC website in case they make any updates on the requirements for any specific program. But this is the correlation with the PTE Core scores and the CLBs. And we're going to talk about PTE Core preparation, which is, I think, the most important part for you to be ready to be able to take the test, so you don't waste your time, you don't waste your money, and you get the higher score possible that can help you in your immigration processes. As we all know, things are very competitive now, so the higher scores you get, the better. So let's take the opportunity to get the scores that we want in the first try, which is, I think, really, really important. So we have built Smart Prep, which is a platform that sits within the MyPTE website. So you can access preparation materials to be ready for your test day. And you can mix and match different resources. Okay, so we have, you can create your MyPTE account on our website. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to book the test to create it, and then you can access all of these materials. So the good thing is you can learn by skill. So test takers can be test ready in no time. you can dedicate your preparation to speaking, writing, reading, listening, based on where you need more help. Everything is in one place. So all of the paid and free materials are all within your MyPTE account in Smart Prep. And there's no booking required, as I said before. So you can create your account, you can access Smart Prep resources without having to book your test. So that also gives you a good idea if PT is the right test for you. Maybe, you are not sure if the test structure is something that you're comfortable with. So this is going to give you the experience with the test, and then you can see if it's the right test for your processes. Okay. So we want to equip all the test takers before their test day begins with confidence, to build confidence and familiarity with the test format, to support the skill development across speaking, writing, reading, and listening, and to give the test takers a fair, accessible path to success wherever they start. So we offer, as I said before, free resources that you can help you prepare effectively, as well as premium paid resources, which, for example, it's a score practice test and other resources that you can use to make sure that you're ready to go take your test. Okay. So for the free resources that you can find on our website, you have guided practice tests. So you have a full test that will test all 4 skills in one sitting. That is completely free, and then you can check the test format and the different question types and so on. And then you have guided practice tests for each individual skill as well, if you needed to practice more speaking or writing or listening and so on. Then another really good free resource is the Test Taker Handbook that includes everything you need to know about PTE Core from beginning to end. So how to book the test, how to prepare, where to find everything, all the rules and regulations, everything is in the Test Taker Handbook. If you have any questions about PTE Core, just go there, download the Test Taker Handbook, and 99% sure you'll find your answer there. And then you have test tip documents, which are very useful strategies from all of our question types that can be found within PTE Core. So it will give you strategies on how to perform better when you're answering the questions. There's a test format videos that will explain the test structure, the format, and the different question types, and the score guide. So that will give you detailed information on all the different aspects of scoring PTE Core and why maybe you're not performing as well in specific question, for example. And then we have the new preparation resources that are paid, which are premium resources. These have just launched a couple of weeks ago, and we're excited to present them because they're really good resources for anyone that wants to prepare and succeed in the test. So we have a new PTE Core question bank that includes 294 practice questions with model answers, the samples for speaking and writing. Okay, and then we have the new official guide for PTE Core, which provides authentic practice step-by-step guidance and proven strategies to help test takers confidently approach every task in the exam. Other than that, we have our new PTE Core preparation course, which is a fantastic tool as well. It's a 20-hour course that targets the CLB levels 8 and 9. So for anyone that's like aiming to get those scores. And it has different lessons that are built for specific real-world English skills and assessing PTE Core. And we have 2 different versions for this course. We have the teacher-led. So if anyone's working with a tutor, they can use that one. And we also have a self-study version available. So they can use either or, basically, if they're studying in a classroom with a tutor, with a teacher, or if they're studying on their own. And my favorite resource is the score practice test. So this is the best indicator for readiness for PTE Core. What is it? Basically, it's the same test that you would take at a test center, but you take it at home. Okay, so there's the security measures, everything that you would expect when you're going to take the test, you will go through in the score practice test. So it's the closest experience that you'll have to the test not going to take it, okay, and if, at a fraction of the price, okay. So I think it's the best one, that that for you to know if you're ready or not, if you need to buy more preparation resources or not. So it delivers a mock report, score report. So you'll get a report. You can see where you need to improve, everything that you will get when you take the real test, and it's scored by the same engine that scores the test at a test center.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're telling me, Fabiana, this is like an actual exam, but only costs $52 or $53, so that I can experience before I even go to the exam itself. But you say it will mimic how the exact exam is, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's, for me, it's the best indicator. So you know how far you are, how long you need to study, where you need to improve. So that's invaluable. Like for me, it's one of the best resources, right? So you know exactly if you're ready or not. So ideally, you would, if you think you're ready, you will go straight to this, and then it will let you know if you need to practice any more in specific areas or not. And if you don't know you're ready yet, then you can go for other preparation resources. I would always recommend to go through all the free ones anyway, because it's really good to get familiarized with the question types without paying anything. But then using this, I think it's a really good tool to find out if you're ready to go and book your test.
It's very great because yeah, for me, if I'm a first time taker for this kind of exam, sometimes even though I'm confident, but I haven't seen the environment yet, how to use it, right? And like what like it's if anything, it's time pressure, it will make a difference when you take the exam, right? And
Definitely.
with this, the PTE core scored practice test is like a Mac exam. Like you already are taking the exam, but you're gonna do it before taking the actual exam, or like a pre-exam, or what you said, and you're getting also a feedback, right? I mean, what
Definitely.
went wrong, what went well, how can you improve? So this is a very good. I think the price itself is $52, but I have what do you call this one, mindset that if I'm gonna do this, it will help me to improve my in getting the exact or the target score that I need to. Wow,
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
it's amazing.
Great. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, and I think, yeah, it's one of my favorite resources because it gives you, it lets you know exactly where you are before you're going to do the real thing,
Hmm.
and when you're familiarized with the format, you're not as nervous, so you will tend to do better anyway,
Hmm.
just by knowing what to expect, right? So a lot of people don't do well in the tests just because they're nervous and they don't know what to expect. So it
Yes,
really removes that.
even the navigation itself on the exam, right?
Mhm.
And like I said, for this $52 or $53, you can you know actual do the environment, the exact environment on the actual exam versus this also preparation for the exam. So the exam date comes and you won't be having a hard time to navigate the exam because you already basically you did experience the exam already.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
well,
Yeah.
it's
So
very nice.
definitely an excellent resource. And then we have packages. So if you wanted to bundle up, you can save some money if you wanted to get some resources at the same time.
Hmm.
So we have two different packages. We have the PT Core Essential package that includes the score practice test and the question bank, and the PT Core Premium package that includes the score practice test, question bank, the official guide to PT Core, and the preparation course. So if you want to get more than one resource, yes, these are very good options as well.
Hmm.
And well, next steps. So now that you know everything about PT Core and you're ready to go take it if you wanted to, so the first thing you will need to do is to create a My PT account. So that's the one that you will create to access all the preparation resources and to book your test. Okay. You will receive an email with your login details within 24 hours of creating your account. and then you can access the exam. Okay. You need to make sure that you enter, as I said, your full name in your passport, your date of birth, everything correctly, your email, your citizenship, country and city of birth. And if you make a mistake and you realize it before, just check again before going to your test. And you have to report it ideally 3 days before the exam day. Okay, so that's something that you need to know. And we do have special offers for you today. So you have a 10% discount on your.
There you go. Right.
Great. If you wanted to take the test, you can use Sun Unity 10 to book your test at checkout, and then you'll get a 10% discount on your test booking. You can also get a 15% discount on any PTE test prep for both PTE Core and PTE Academic with Sun Unity Prep 15 at checkout. So those are, I think, really good options if you were thinking of taking the test.
Take note, guys. 10% for the reviewer. So this includes that if I will do the Mac exam, right, the $53, I can get 10% off of that.
For that one, it's 15%. Yeah.
15%, which is good.
Yes. Yeah, for
And
the test is 10%, and for any of the prep materials is 10%, 15%.
just take note, guys. This is until December 31, but this is limited slots. Okay, so if you need help, just let me know. Just send us an email, and of course, the 15% discount. This is only valid until end of May 2026. So please take advantage of it. You don't need to contact me. Just use this code SunUnity Prep 15 for the discount for the PT test exam, and for the resources, you can just put in the voucher code SunUnity 10. Wow, thank you very much, PT, for this one. This really helps a lot financially as well, because we have a lot of test takers who've been through a lot of challenges. It's not the first time they failed, the second time, the third time. Even I have known somebody who took the exam like 8 times.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
in
I
this,
know people that have gone from one test to the other, trying to find the right test for them. I have taken them multiple times. So I know that it's, especially now that all of these programs for immigration are really competitive. Everyone wants to get higher scores. Yeah, so I know it's a process, and that's why I think the preparation resources are really important, so that you can avoid taking the test many times, and you can just be ready for the first time, hopefully.
yes, and take note, this is just the beginning of our partnership with PTE, of Pearson as well. We're going to be doing some series of webinars to help our students, not only for Filipinos and even other students from different countries. If you guys need help, because we're going to be doing this in English, of course, and with the help of Fabiana and the team. By the way, guys, Fabiana is from Vancouver. She really took the time just to help us and even give us discounts. And probably this is the one of the, what they said, the best part that you've given me, the discount, aside from the knowledge that you showed us in how to take the exam, how to register. But if you can share us more in the actual website, if you can show us, Fabiana.
Yeah, for sure. So let me I'll go to test center and fees. So if you go here, Pearson PTE, PearsonPTE.com. Oh, it's not. Let me see. Let me reshare here.
Guys, please take note of this. 10 and 15%. My goodness. I can't ask for more. Yeah, because saving money is one of the top,
For sure.
there you go.
Yeah, so here you go. So if you go to this page here, PearsonPTE.com, and then you go to test center and fees, you can check the different locations where we offer the test. So if you go here, for example, the Philippines, we have 7 test centers, and then you can see the cost. Okay, and then you can find test centers that offer the test. If you are in Canada, for example, let me just
I can see there Davao, Manila, Cebu, Makati. So these are major cities of the Philippines too. Mhm.
yeah. In Canada, we have 32 different test centers in the main cities and the cost of the test, and then you can find the test centers here as well that offer the different tests. So let me just go to my own account so you can see how it is. Let me see if I can log in.
Okay. Is creating an account free or we need to pay to create an account?
Yes, it's completely free to create your account. So once you create your account, you can log in, and then you can see here the test that you have booked. You can see, for example, if I wanted to find a test, I go here, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
What do I want to do? I want to work or settle. And then it tells me that I need to book PTE Core. If I and then you can see Smart Prep, for example. This is where you get all your test prep materials. So you have a store where you can buy the materials for PTE Core, for example, your question bank, your course, or your packages, and so on. You can access your purchases here while after you have bought them, and then you have access to all the free resources. So, for example, if you go to PTE Core, these are the general resources, and then we have the ones per skill. So, for example, if we go to writing, you will have the test format video or a course video, the guided practice tests, and test tips. So these are very useful. For example, they can tell you how to improve. Well, that one didn't work. Let me see. Let me open this one here.
Yeah, and also, Fabian, if you can show us later, I mean, how we can put the voucher code.
Yes, so basically, once you go, let me see here. So let's say to book the test, it will take a while. So I'll just go into, like, for example, let's say I'm going to buy this one. It's just loading.
So I think show more or what? Like the cart. Oh, you have the cart already on the top right
There.
corner. Like the
Yeah.
cart you have already.
It's my bad. And
Yes.
then you go to checkout.
Okay.
And you enter your code.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see I think the checkout is on the other screen. Or oh, it's loading. Okay.
Yeah, there
Here we
we go.
go. Can you try if the
So-
scan ED10 for prep? I think no, this is for the. I think that this is for the tens. And Unity, yeah, because we're doing the reviews.
Okay, so let me try the other one.
Because these are the resources. Remember, it's only the 10% for the resources. We're not looking for the exam
Let me
itself.
try.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me see if I can do it. Like, the thing is, to book the test, for example, I need to enter a lot of information. So it will take me a while. So then I will need to enter like all of these questions and so on. But yeah, so basically in that checkout, you will enter the code, and then it should.
Yeah, it's the Sun
Should work.
Unity 10. Yeah. I think, yeah, if you guys wanted to book the exam, once again, these are the codes that you can use. Yeah, Sun Unity for the resources. And for the exam itself, you can also input the voucher code because you're gonna pay differently. Sanity Prep 15, and it will be activated right after this live. It's not yet activated as of the moment, so it will be activated after the live, and of course, later on we'll have another surprise for you guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Fabiana, I have another question for you. Thank you for sharing this
Mm-hmm.
one. Like I said, if you guys
Of
have
course.
any questions regarding PTE, what number, or aside from me, you can call me or ask questions about it. How can they contact the PTE?
Help center. So this
Yeah,
is the best. This is the best thing to do if they need help. So you have a lot of questions that they can answer here, and then you have the contact us. So there's the form, or you can find your local number here.
okay.
So ideally, the form is where you can enter a lot of information, but they can also call. So here, you'll pick the country, and then you have a toll-free number and a toll number, and they can call.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And aside from this,
Mhm.
what would you recommend? The the earliest time should I book? For example, I'm gonna finish my program this this June. I'm gonna finish my program this June. When do you advise students should apply for the PT exam, or when should I start preparing for the PT exam?
Well, I think knowing that you're ready is the most important part. So I would recommend that you book your test after you know that you're ready. And so ideally, what you'll do is you'll create your account as soon as you know that you need a test, just to get familiarized and to see if it's the right test for you. To know the format, the question types, and get the score practice test if you wanted to get an actual report, and see how you're doing in every skill. Once you feel confident, then you can book your test. That would be my recommendation. Just first of all, the first thing I would do is go through all the smart prep resources, all the free ones, ideally to start with,
Yeah.
and then decide if you wanted to buy paid resources, and then you book the test when you feel that you're ready. It really depends on when you need to present your results, but that's
Mhm.
one of the best advantages that PTE has, that you can go from booking your test to getting your results within a few days. Within the same week, you can book your test today for tomorrow, and then you can take it, and then in 3 days, in 2 days, you can get your results. So within 5 days, you can do the whole process. Yes, as long as you find a seat available. But you also need to take into account what are the busy times, right? So if everyone's graduating at the same time, a lot of people will be taking the test. And if you want to pick the location that you want and the time that you want, just check in advance, just to make sure that you find the location that you want to book the test in.
Yes, this is very important, especially when to book. For me, I always recommend, aside from when you're ready, but if you are here in Canada, start reviewing because 100% you're gonna take the exam soon if you finish the program. Remember, it's a mandatory requirement to take the English exam if in applying for the postgrad work permit. For
Mhm.
master's, you have a certain CLB 7 required and PhD and certain bachelors, and then for non-master's program, it's CLB 5. So be mindful ahead of time. It's not easy especially if you don't prepare. But since PTE is here, they have a lot of resources, free
Mhm.
ones and paid ones. So I would recommend, just start creating your profile, take advantage of this free resources, and if you see yourself, self awareness, if you see yourself having a hard time, I would really recommend take advantage of the voucher that they're giving, which is that can help us the cost, but there's an option for you to pre take the exam with the environment exam, so that once you arrive at the exam date, it will be easier for you to adjust. And Also, this is in this way you can also assess yourself if you're ready or not. You know, for the international students who are currently here or about to graduate, I would really recommend start doing the registration, take advantage of the voucher. And for those students who are not, who are new, who are second term, or who just finished their third term, or I would recommend book the exam one term before your last term. Why? Because you never know what's going to happen. Like Fabiana said, that it might be the busiest time, uh,
Mhm.
or
And you can make changes to your schedule.
Mhm.
Like, of course, with certain limitations, you can change your booking day, or you can cancel your exam as long as you do it in advance. So if you booked the exam here like in 2 months, and 3 weeks
yes,
later you realize that you needed to change the date, or you need to cancel the exam, then you can still do it. So all of that in your handbook, so you have access to all that information on when until when you can reschedule, until when you can cancel, and so on. And remember that your scores are valid for 2 years. So don't wait until last minute. Your scores will be valid later on. So the sooner you get your results, and you know that you have that checked off, and you don't need to worry about it anymore, the better.
yeah, and not only that, again, just to add, everyone, if you book, close to your end of your term, uh, we need to provide scenarios, the crazy scenarios. What if you fail the exam, right? So remember, there are some technicalities in applying for your PGWP that you need to consider. That's why we need you guys to book it ahead of time so that if you failed once, you have enough time to redo it, right? You have enough time to review rather than booking it on closer to your completion. I mean, giving the completion the other day, and then you failed, and then you're gonna be chaos because when you try to book, everyone is booking. There's no more slot for the certain time, and you end up going to another place which is too far from your place. So
Exactly.
be mindful about the timeline. I will always recommend book it at least one term before because it's valid for 2 years. At the same time, it said as early as now, you can create your profile and start reviewing it. Okay. So yeah,
Perfect.
that was so amazing, Fabiana. I really appreciate your time, and of course, this is just the first of the webinar that we're going to be doing. Expect for a more details review or webinar for PTE. And once again, Sun Unity Immigration, we're here to help, and in collaboration with PTE Pearson, of course, we're here to help and guide you guys to reach that goal that we need to because in calculating your CRS score, the comprehensive ranking system, language is the only one that we can control, right?
True.
Age, we cannot control the age. Right? Experience, yes, we can, but we can also do so. Um, Education, we're limited because we only can apply one program at a time. It could be masters, but it's going to be expensive if we're going to upgrade. And of course, the language, like I said, you can, if you book now and fail, the next day you can retake it or the next 2 days or 3 days. So it costs something rather than studying all over again, right? It's way, way, but for sure, like I said, Pearson is here, the PTE Core. We will help you and guide you. And to everyone, if you are interested, please do take advantage of the PTE core test and the prep discounts that we're offering. Please take note of the discount code Sun Unity 10 for the resources, and then Sun Unity Prep for the 50% discount for the exam itself. And Fabiana, I just have a quick clarification about the discount. For example, um, how long does that is valid? If I when I bought the prep exam, like, is it valid for just one exam, or I can redo the exam?
So for the prep exam, I set it for 10, up to 10 per person. For the test itself, is unlimited for as long as the code is valid. So if you need to retake it, you can use the code again. There's no problem with
Oh,
that.
Okay. And for example, for the
You
other,
don't need to retake it, but
yeah, for other resources, like for the other resources,
Mhm.
is it only valid? Can only access it for how many days or months?
Oh, it's all in the so the score practice test is only you're only gonna take it once. It's
Okay.
kind of like the same thing as a test. So if you wanna take
Hmm.
it again, then you'll need to retake it.
Okay.
For the other resources, then yeah, you have access for a while. I will confirm exactly. I can send you an email with exactly how long each one you have access to.
Yeah, and yeah, because like I said, for students, sometimes because they're busy about studying and working, and they have enough time to review it as well.
Of course, of course.
Hey, is there anything else that you want to share, Fabiana?
No, I think that's all I have for today. Maybe next time we can focus on a specific skill or anything. I welcome recommendations from the audience as well on what they want to hear about, and we can focus on that.
Yeah, and of course, once again, this is one of our first video on our YouTube. Once again, it's an honor, Pearson, for giving us this opportunity and partnership. And we do have a special announcement with Fabiana. Of course, I'm gonna do some drum roll first. Where's my drum roll? Okay, so there you go. So we have 100% voucher, for PTE Core exam. So how to join this? So get a chance to get a free exam voucher. So how? First, you just need to, of course, follow Sun Unity Immigration and share it so that we can reach a lot of people, especially for this webinar. And send us an email to prove that you did share the post, and then you like and follow us, the Sun Unity Immigration Facebook page. And we're gonna be doing a raffle draw, and I'm gonna do the raffle draw live so that everyone is fair. So please send us an email proof. You can send the email at info@sununityimmigration.com. And how many? Of course, it's a secret, but it's not just one. Okay, but once again, this is a partnership and collaboration with PT Core. This is just the beginning. It's gonna be a long uh, partnership, of course. And don't forget, you can only be part of the raffle if you're gonna be giving us an email to prove that you shared and follow us as well. So there you go. This is our one of our surprise to everyone.
That's a great one. That's a
Yes.
good surprise.
And also wait for our next webinar for our second series of this session. And we have a lot of surprises, once again, and a lot of resources. And the next time we're going to be more deeper. We're going to teach you the techniques, how to approach and take the exam. So we're going to give you more examples. So stay safe, everyone. Fabiana, thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Have a great evening for you.
Rest of the evening. Take care.
Thank you. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Ayun po mga kaibigan, mga kapamilya, kapuso at kapatid. So we're very thankful for the partnership that uh, PTE Core has given to us. So once again, if you guys are interested to get the discount code, yan po yung discount code natin. Ayan. So it's 15% at saka 10% sa exam. So please take note, these are the discount code that you're gonna be, it's open for everyone, but it's limited slots lang po, no? If you see that i-try nyo gumana, it's good. If not, it only means that we're up to the limit. So 15% for the exam itself, and then I think that's a 360, so less 10%. Our 15% is around 300 na lang po siya. But the good thing is you have also discount on the resources. So maganda dito, makakatulong din sa mga resources. Ang pinaka gusto ko dito talaga is yung you have a chance to uh, get a discount on the actual exam. Meron po silang parang mock exam, tinatawag nila. Yung mock exam nila is just, I think, $53. Pero ito yung actual exam itself na pwede mong i-try para malaman mo before even paying the what do you call this one, the actual exam. But still discounted din siya. Ayun. And don't forget sa ating mga viewers, yan, ipi-play ko lang ating yung ating promo code. Ayan. Ayan ba? Ayan. So, take note of the ano po namin, pasabog ngayon. Get a 100% voucher for the PTE Core exam.